I've been on the ground grooming, cleaning horses stall before. I've been flatting horses not showing for 2 years, which is not unique to me. That happens to a lot of people. That's how they find their way to the top of the sport. But, you know, at that time when I was working away, probably no one ever knew who I was because I never showed, because I was just a work rider. So people think I might just fall into this and show up at the ring with 5 horses, but that's not how it went. And I loved horses since the day I was born, my mom says. And I started riding in a barn in downtown Chicago where the carriage horses are stabled. Right off North Avenue, I could walk there from my grade school. And they let me, I think, start riding when I was 13. I wanted to ride forever and I begged and they never let me. And eventually they gave me a lesson package of, I don't know, 5 lessons. And I was hooked from the first day, and I started being a working student, and I just kind of progressed from there. It was scary in the beginning, working and riding in a barn in Chicago, and I called Alex Jane, who, if you're in Chicago with Maggie Jane, Charlie, and Haley, who were these superstar junior riders at the time, it was very intimidating to say, hey, can I come work for you? But I called him. It took me about 10 times dialing numbers to actually do it, and asked if he needed a working student, and he did. So it was scary, but it was also so exciting for me. My family was financially not able to support me owning horses or having lessons even or any of that. And once I got into it and I realized you can do it for a living, that was my only goal. I got kicked out of 3 high schools. I was not a good student, and all I wanted to do was ride. I mean, I would drive to the suburbs every afternoon if I could to ride, not doing my homework along the way, which made me get kicked out of school. But when I turned 16, I think it was 16 and a half, I'd saved up $1,000. I bought a car. I somehow convinced my parents to let me finish school online, which I barely did. And they let me go. And I left, I drove to Virginia. I started working for Joe Fargis, and that was it. I never did USET class, a Washington, I think I did a couple McClays. I only did the medal because it was the least expensive to get to the finals, because you could do it. There was no regionals. You have to show all the time, you got your points and you were in. And I went to medal finals once with a horse that the first day in the warm-up class, I think I added 2 strides in every line, kicking as hard as I possibly could. And luckily the Janes were there and they knew me, and my trainer said, oh, this is a nice kid who works hard, and they gave me a horse to show. So finding horses when you're a junior to ride is hard. I was a good junior rider. I definitely wasn't a great one. I actually never even showed in the junior jumpers when I was a junior. I made it to the children's jumpers and that was it. So it was hard not to have horses, but just watching those classes and seeing those kids doing the high juniors was probably the hardest part, was just wanting to be there. My first year out of the juniors, I was turned professional and I worked for Jack Stedding and Linda Andrusani in Maryland. So that was a really good, even though it was hunters, it was a great education for me. They are horsemen. Like, we went to the track and got horses at the track and made them and sold them to people in Maryland for hunters. Like, we did it all. And I worked for a racehorse barn in Maryland and galloped the horses, then took the retired ones and showed. So I was professional right from the get-go, and it took me a while to be able to get in the show ring like it does as many young professionals. I think people maybe think that, I'm totally blunt, that my wife's family is fortunate enough to be wealthy and own horses, and I just take it for granted and think that I'm awesome and I don't care, which is totally not true. Like, I appreciate everything I have, and I know how lucky I am. In my own mind, I'm on the low end of the spectrum as far as Grand Prix riders go, and I work every day to make myself better and have good horses. So people might think that I'm guessing, I don't know. No one said it to my face if they think that I just don't care, and I think I just take this all for granted, but I know where I came from and how good I have it now.